I took the long route to here and to all sorts of places as well. Friends, Romans, countrymen. So being, being a Shakespeare valler. And there's so many friends, and thank you very much for coming, and so many august people. Thanks, great. But the thing about friends, Romans, countrymen, the Roman Empire, strangely the Roman Empire has been very much in my conversations a lot recently. For the simple reason that being a Brit, well, a bit of a Brit, people keep coming up to me and saying, what's going on in your country? What's happening? You know, what is this Brexit thing and whatever else? And what's going on in America? And what I found myself saying to students, parents, to friends, whatever, you know, we make this thing about empires, don't we? Yeah? So when we were at school and we studied history, we studied the rise and fall of the Roman Empire. We studied the rise and fall of the Mughal Empire, whatever. But they came and they went. So why should we ever assume that this Anglo-American big animal is going to stay there forever? Because it ain't. It's going to move on. And as it moves on, there's room for other people, maybe not empires, but there's room for other people to enjoy that bigger audience. And the opportunity for India is massive. Massive. It's not a dream. People say to me, talk to me about, you know, India being I have to use my notes a bit. But, you know, India being a developing country. We're not a developing country. We are a country that's going through a renaissance. India's been around a long time. Fantastic deep roots. And we're now, hopefully, at the beginning of a great renaissance. But there's a problem. And that problem is creativity. Genuinely. There was a report done by NASA, the American Space Agency, on creativity, because creativity is the stuff of what NASA's all about. You need people that are going to say, let's go to the moon, let's go to Mars, let's see what we can do here. Those are ideas, those are creative ideas, yeah? And so you need creativity. So NASA did the report on creativity, and they started looking, and this has been going on for 15 years, started looking at children at the age of 5, and delighting in the fact that these young people had creativity levels of 98%. They kept looking, searching, wanting, give me, give me, give me, give me. 98%. NASA, when they do these reports, spend plenty of paisa. They get it right. Then they look at the kids. By the time that we've pushed them into the education system, I'm not going to go in depth there. And this is not India, this is the world, apart from Finland. But by the time we've pushed them into the education system, and we look at them again at the age of 10 and 12, their creativity levels have come down to 30%. You can see this, it's Dr. George Land. It's the NASA report on creativity. You can get it on YouTube or whatever. By the time they're coming to discover what they really want to do at university, so 16, 18, setting their careers, their creativity levels have come down to 12%. It's an abuse. It's an absolute abuse. And the average adult, 2%. Now we've managed to get our cultures to grow, our civilizations to grow on the 2%. But times are changing, and they're changing rapidly, because we're going into the world of AI. People say artificial intelligence, I say augmented intelligence. It's going at a major pace. AI, robotics. So that's where it's all going, that's where it's all happening, that's what India needs. And yet another tiny little YouTube from Professor Mikhail Kaku, talking about what robots cannot do. And it comes down to one basic thing. They are not creative. They can They can handle billions and billions and billions of megabytes and all sorts of things, much more than we can do. But they can't create anything new. So the fuel of the future is creativity. But a shocking understanding. China, India, similar in many, many ways. China are graduating, they know where it's going. China are graduating 300,000 creatives a year. 3 lakh creatives. At the moment, with the state of education in India, and this is not far-fetched, I've spoken to some people really very much in the know. India is graduating between 3,000 and 5,000 creatives a year. We have a serious problem. And so that's why when Professor Misra came to me and said, look, what do you think of this idea of the School of Creativity? Well, he knew what I was going to say. My eyes lit up. But it's not just a question of the fact it's going to be a great school. The people that I've met from Rishihood are good people. It's been a pleasure in my life working with Dr. Misra. I know where he's going, I know what he thinks. This is going to be a great thing to be involved with, but it's massively important to this country. Thank you again for coming.